and welcome to the Direct Selling Success Podcast. I'm Anna Green, and I'm here to share with you tips, tricks, and training on network marketing done right. Thank you for listening. Building a big team is not just about bringing in loads of people. And I know that sounds a bit strange because actually building a big team is about having loads of people. But if you want to build a big team and you want to keep the big team and you want that big team to create big teams, which is where the money is, it's not about that at all. It's not about just bringing in loads of people. And in this episode, I want to show you why, show you what's missing, show you how you can build this big team or even a small team that is productive, that is engaged, that is selling, that is excited, that is growing, that is duplicating. And I don't think this is talked about enough in the industry. We're told to go out there, and I remember it well. I've been in the industry myself, being told, just ask everybody to join and bring them in and, sell them in with the discounted kit or with the cheaper products or, oh, you don't have to do anything, all that stuff. Just bring in as many as, and we'll convert them once they're in. Well, there's many reasons why that doesn't always work for a lot of people. Does for some, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to go into that bit today. What I'm going to go into more is stepping up into that leader that you want to be, that brings in people who want this, that shows others how to do the same, to duplicate that success. And so often than not, it's the principle that I talk about all the time throughout my direct selling success business, and that is building the correct foundations, elevating your positioning as a leader in the industry, whether you are a leader in title or not, and then duplicating, teaching people to do the same. Build, elevate, duplicate. It's key in this industry for longevity, for success, for reputation, and for so many other things as well. So let's start. I'm going to give you a list of things here, and I'm just going to explain each one. And I think sometimes it's easier to understand that way rather than me just blurting all this out in a 25-minute podcast where you're just bamboozled with everything. So we're going to do it in stages in a bit of a list format. So what is missing? If you want to build a big team and you want that team to be engaged and excited and building big teams of their own, this comes down to these things. Are you listening? Have you got your pens, paper ready, note-taking equipment? Okay, first thing is, it's how you're showing up. And I know this is a really bizarre place to start, but it all starts with you. Are you doing the do? Are you leading from the front? Are you showing up as the leader that you want to be? Are you showing up as repeatable? Are you showing up as authentic? Are you showing up so that they can see what you're doing and be able to duplicate it? Are you showing up as that leader who people follow? All these are really important questions because I remember back in the days of me being new in network marketing, it was very difficult to understand why people would want to join my team. I didn't have a team, back in 2005, get my teeth in, when I first started. Why would anybody join me brand new? I didn't understand. And actually, they didn't join for me. They did. They joined because of how I was showing up. They joined not for me, but for themselves. And they could see that I was relatable. They could see that I was doing the do. They could see that it was fun and that I was having a whale of a time. And that actually, if Anna can do it, I can do it too. And she's going to be the one that does it with me. I was always taught that come with me and I'll show you how by our managing director of the company that I was with. Come with me and I'll show you how. Or come with me and we'll learn together. It was at the time because I didn't know how to do it myself. It's okay, we'll learn together. And I was showing up with that. When I grew my business and I was a leader and a regional manager and running a big team, it was the same thing. People wanted to be part of my team because of who I was and how I was showing up. I was a workhorse, but I made it look simple. I made it look repeatable. I stepped into that position of leader and the authority and the expert on the thing, but without being too far away from where they were. They felt I was relatable. They knew where I'd come from. All these things really helped me build my team and attract the right people. And when people came in to the downline, so I'd created the duplication, people were bringing other people in. They understood who I was, so they wanted to learn from me, and I taught the people who were underneath me to do the same as I had. And that showing up as me, as repeatable, as relatable, made such a difference. And online as well. People come to me now because of those things, because I say it how it is and I'm relatable to them and I understand where they're at and I'm showing up as the person who perhaps they aspire to be. And even like talking now, you're listening to me, I'm showing up in a certain way. I'm showing up for you on here as me. Another thing to think about is, how are you showing up? Are you reliable? Are you showing up on a regular, consistent basis in front of your team? Are you taking the actions on a regular basis in front of your team? Are you consistently posting on socials and consistently running the team meetings and creating that habit and that pattern that makes it easy to follow you? I want you to think about that today. So that's the first one. The second one that might be missing is who you're attracting. So building a big team is not just about bringing in loads of people, it's about bringing in the right people. So we want the right people to come in. So who are those right people? And are you attracting them? Or are you attracting the time wasters, the needy ones, the negative Nellies? It's all about the positioning and the messaging. And when you start to elevate that positioning and messaging, remember, build, elevate, duplicate, elevate that positioning and elevate the message that you're putting out there just to attract those right people, the ones that want to work, the ones that are driven, the ones that want to be part of a community, the ones that want to learn, that actively want to be part of this, that want to sell the things, that maybe want to recruit teams of their own. You're going to start bringing in more of those people. So think about the messaging you're putting out there, the wording of your post. One of the things that I managed to stop a client doing the other day was putting posts out and having conversations with potentials, just going, oh, you don't really need to do anything, so you might as well give it a go. That sort of messaging, who do you think that's going to attract? Because it's not going to attract an ideal client. It's going to attract people who, well, going to chance it because there's nothing to lose. Yes, that's a great way to close a sale for somebody to come in, but it's not the main leading point. Like, oh, well, you'll get discount on your own products. Bring people in with discount on their own products and no talk of a business. Why would they think to run a business? Very few of them will. And then when they do come in and be told that they've got to do a certain amount of sales by you, or they're pushed down this route of, oh, there's all these incentives when you build a business, there's a disconnect. And then you wonder why they're not selling. It's a positioning thing, it's a messaging thing. The positioning also of who you are and how you're showing up has an effect too. So they blend together, the first two. So that's another one for you. The next thing to think about is once they're in, what are you bringing them into? Is there a community that's fun? Is it just full of whinging in a WhatsApp group? I've seen it. I know it happens. All the negativity in a WhatsApp group or a Facebook group does not instill trust and community spirit and all the things that we talk about within this industry. if we're coming into that environment or if we're inviting new people into that environment, they're not going to want to stay. I want you to think about this because actually, if you've got a team of loads of people and you're bringing in new people, or even if you haven't got a team of loads of people and you're bringing in new people, what are they coming into? Is there a community there that's supportive and helpful and fun? And if there's no team, if you're brand new to this, are you going to be there to make it supportive and fun and inclusive and all this stuff? There's a big thing I have a problem with in this industry, and that's inclusivity. Talking, and I have this trouble all the time, and I had it with the company that I was with. It was always the hostess rewards, and it was always right, ladies. How many men? How many non-binary? That are you missing out on when you use that language? What are you bringing these people into? These lovely humans that you could possibly be recruiting that you're just excluding instantly by the language that you're using and the way you make people feel within a community. One big thing that hit me was way back, probably about 20 years ago. I remember sitting at a conference and one of the business development managers was on stage and she was saying about her journey. And she started in Tupperware back in the 70s, a long time ago, before I was born. But I remember her saying she was sat in a room every week. It was a team call, a team room, and you had to go, and it was every like Wednesday morning or whatever it was. And she'd turn up and she'd sit there in the meeting and she'd nod away at all the training and she'd leave the meeting, do absolutely nothing for the week, come back to that meeting the next week, sit down. And she won't mind me telling this story. I know her well, she won't mind it at all. And, 2 years later, she was still doing the same thing. She'd not sold one single plastic tub for Tupperware, but she'd gone to every single meeting. And it was then that something dawned on her. What had she been doing? Something must have clicked on that day, and from that day, she built a massive Tupperware empire. She was one of the biggest sellers in the company, biggest recruiters in the company in the UK. She then went on to do other things and became the business development manager for the company I was with. It was huge. She made it big, but she stayed because she was part of a community. She'd been brought into a community that supported her whether she did sales or not. And when it clicked, boy, did she fly. I had people on my team that did the same. I've got people in my membership that have done the same, who've sat there and taken on the training and listened to everything and done nothing with it. And then all of a sudden, one day, it's like, oh gosh, something's clicked somewhere, and they fly. One of the ladies that was in my mastermind last year, 18 months ago, she made leader just after the mastermind finished. And after that point, so from then to now, she's nearly 3 levels up from where she was in leadership. She's got teams of teams. And she sat in that mastermind and my membership for 18 months. Bring them in and get them to stay and get them to feel wanted and get them to see the community and be part of the fun. Things happen. Don't discount them even though they're not doing anything just yet. Keep them involved. Anyway, the next thing kind of relates to that, and that is the onboarding process. When you bring them in, how do you bring them in? So what happens? You bring this person into the business. Do they just, there you go, you're in, off you trot, go and sell the things? Or are they told what to do? And, maybe they're guided to a portal online where there's tons of online training for them. And then they're added to a WhatsApp group here. And then they're added to a Facebook group there. And then there's the bigger, wider team WhatsApp group. And then there's the wider team Facebook group. And then there's the company thing. And then they're invited to the conference. And then they're, oh, like 100 things all at once. And all of a sudden, it's just all far too overwhelming. And actually, I can't do this now, so I'm just going to go and ghost everybody and go and hide in a corner. I'm never going to do anything again. I've seen it. Just come into this business all excited and then straight away bombarded with everything and anything and all the things. It's not how you bring somebody on. It's not how you would do it in a, if you the first day of school. It's not how you would do it on the first day of a job. There would be a process to follow. Start here. We'll teach you this bit and then we'll do the next bit. We'll introduce you to this bit, then we'll introduce you to this bit, and we'll build you gradually and we'll give you quick wins along the way and we'll make you feel included. That's what it wants to be like. They want to come in and then they want to be guided through the process to get the result that they want, not the result that you want. Remember that. The other thing to think about, my next point on here, is how you market to your team and how you sell to your team. So, your team are your biggest, hottest leads. If you want them to attend meetings, you have to market the meetings to them. Then you have to sell the meeting. Then you have to provide great value in the meeting so that they want to come back again. If you want them to recruit, you have to market and sell the idea of them bringing in a team. You then have to help them with it, give them the guidance and the training to do it. Lots of praise along the way, lots of, all the things. And then when they've done it, celebration, sell again for the next time. If you want them to become leaders, do you sell and market the idea of leadership within your team? I know this is something that is probably foreign to a lot of you, but it was second nature to me. I've sold all my life. I started in sales when I was 12. So, if you want people to become leader, are you making leadership desirable? Are you marketing it? Are you showing them how it's going to benefit them? Are you showing them the results that they'll get, the things that it will do, the problems it will solve for them? Are you then making it all exciting and the fear of missing out and all that stuff like you do with marketing your products or your services? And then, are you selling it to them? Are you offering them the chance to do this? Are you then putting on things that then will help them do it? Something to think about again. The other thing to bear in mind, point number whatever we're on now, is teaching recruiting. Do you make it a normal part of your everyday month? I know many of you will recognise things like sales, top this, top that. Do you recognise recruiting and then teach people how to get it? Do you teach people on a regular basis why they should recruit, how to do it, what they're going to get, all those sorts of things? Normalize it, and then building a big team of duplicating consultants and reps will happen. If, of course, you're attracting the right people in the beginning. Yes. The next thing to think about is rewarding growth and recognizing achievements. And this should be throughout your entire downline, not just the top. We don't want to just recognize the top, because if you just recognize the top, everybody else is like, well, I'm never going to be there, because from experience, and you'll have seen it, it's always the same person who's at the top. They always get the recognition, and isn't it triggering? It's only because we're not there. I've never been the top of anything. I'm always kind of like the dark horse that sits just in the shadows, just doing the things, just getting on with it. But if you recognize people for doing the little things, they're going to do the bigger things. And then they're even like next level bigger things, and then the next level bigger things. So put some sort of programs on, some sort of recognition on, some rewards for doing small amounts. Small amounts better than they were the previous month. Small amounts that most people can achieve and get recognised for. And of course, the bigger recognition as well. But the more people you can recognise, even if it's just with a name in lights or a certificate or even a personalised little well done, you're going to start creating that dopamine hit of, I want to do this again. I want that recognition again. And they feel included and wanted by you. And it doesn't take time and effort or money. It just needs to become a habit that you have within your downline. And then when they do become leaders, and this was the bit that took me a long time to get, when they do become leaders, what happens? Do you just let them fly off on their own, or do you stay with them and develop their skills? Or do they get to leadership for an incentive and then give up? Everything goes downhill. It's like, oh, I've got there now. I can relax. I don't need to do anything. No, actually, this is where the fun starts. This is where the hard work starts. But if you think, your leaders are coming in, and I did this as well, leaders would come in and, well, they'd get to leader, and I'd think, well, they can do this on their own now. No, they can't. They need as much guidance and support in how to be a leader as they did when they were first joining. They need that support. They need to understand that, it's going to be rocky for the first few months, year or so of being a leader, and that they're going to have to learn to consistently recruit and lead their team. And they don't know how to run meetings, and they don't know how to bring downline on board, and all this stuff. Guide them. They're still part of the team. And one big thing that happens when you become a leader is that all this time, up until you've become a leader, as part of a bigger, wider team network, you're the top dog. You are probably getting the highest sales. You are always recruiting and getting loads of recognition for it. You become a leader, and that bit disappears, sort of. You're either at the bottom of a leader pile of recognition because you're brand new, or you're just not given any anymore at all. And some people really struggle with this because some people are going for leader for the recognition. They're working for the recognition. They're not doing it for the money, as much as they might tell you they are. They're not. They're doing it for the recognition. They're doing it for, like, I am somebody now. And when that recognition stops, they stop working. And that is a very difficult transition for a lot of people to make, especially in those first few months and years as a baby leader, in inverted commas. So how are you going to develop their skills so they get to be a top dog leader? But how are you going to develop their mindset around, actually, this is okay. You've got your team to recognize now. That's where you're going to bounce off the recognition. Or you provide recognition for them in a different way that they didn't get when they were a consultant, ambassador rep type person. Maybe they get special meetings with you, special dinners with you, and maybe they get recognized and rewarded when their team are active. All these things that you can do to keep that level of recognition going to stop them from dropping off. And I know that's a lot. I'm not going to put any more like what's missing things on there. There's probably other things that are missing, but we're going to stick with those for now. What I'd love you to do is in the comments on this podcast, put where you think that you want to work on. Which areas of these are you going to work on first with your team? Where do you think is the first place you'd like to start? Is it how you're showing up? Is it who you're attracting, your positioning and your messaging? Is it what you're bringing them into, the community? Is it the onboarding process? Is it how you're marketing and selling, recruiting and leadership? Or how you're teaching it? How you're rewarding the growth and recognizing their achievements? Or is it the leadership and what happens then? Have a think, because actually I'd love to know. And if I know, then I can do trainings on it. It's something that I talk about within the Build, Elevate, Duplicate Mastermind anyway. So if you are interested in finding out more about that and when the next cohort comes up, please do drop me a line. However you would like to get in contact with me, happy to chat anyway. There are links in the show notes on how you can get in touch with me. But just to make it really simple, just pick one area and see what you can do about that area, and then look at the rest another time when you've got that bit nailed. And you'll start seeing an improvement. Any of these, whichever one of these you decide to tackle first, you will start seeing an improvement within weeks. I'm certain of it. And if you don't, pick a different one and try that instead. You're probably trying too far down the way. If you've got a team of people who just aren't selling, teaching them recruiting is not going to work. You've got a wrong team. You've got a positioning and messaging issue, and you need new teamies to come in that will get that side of things first before tackling those get the right teamies in. So I hope this has been helpful. If it has, share it with your downlines, share it with your crosslines, uplines, wherever you want to share it to. Um, Give me a follow and a subscribe, it always helps, or a rating and a rating, all of the above. Give me a rating, it always helps other people see my podcasts and listen in. And again, thank you for listening. I will see you for the next episode.